Well, good morning, guys. We have another rewatch today. Um, our, I think that we've had enough time now that we can at least minorly debate this game without causing too much drama. Um, on the right side, we have Chase as the Franks. Let me be frank. Over here, as his pocket, is Barzee as the token Hispanic. Um, We have over here young Taylor Stevens, Thaddeus Young, playing as the Hindustanis. Our trade is so ugly this game. And of course I went as the Slavs. Kind of as we're looking at our side, I'm going to be operating from over here. We're going to have Taylor located here, Barzee here, and then Chase is going to be on this side. Looking at our trade again, it's just, oh, Barzee. Going through so, like, this is just like giving me a headache just looking at all of these obstructions. It's terrible. When I built one over here, I was hoping that that would loosen that up a little bit. We'll see. On the other side, we have Lars as the Turks. We have young Miguel as the Tatars. I love how Michael is going to be like a force to be reckoned with this game as the freaking Tartars. Like, garbage civs, and he's doing this. Wait till he plays with the Khmer, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is like next level stuff. Here we have Joel as their token Espanith, and Jake McKean as the Rootin' Tootins. Always having a good time. We're going to see that this corner is going to be a big corner, kind of this zone, if you will. We see Joel is there with Jake, brothers in arms, and then Larry and young Miguel are going to be working together. If I could go back in time, we'd have been up here trying to cut into there. Look at how far forward this cuts in. And man, we could have just cut and put so much pressure right here, and it would have been very bad for them. But it is what it is. So treaty is up. I'm going to turn up the speed just a little bit. And the first cuts are going to be down here, I believe. Although, we'll see. So here I am. So young Miguel comes. I'm going as well, cutting over. Michael's just trying to go in, and I'm like, I'm going to just Leroy Jenkins this mofo. On the other side of this, oh, and Jake McKean's coming. And Taylor's getting ready for the fun, and the fun has begun. On the other side, the fun has also begun. Here we go. I'll try and go between the two. I'm hoping to focus more on this side, as this side is more, well, I don't know, there's some very significant things that happen on both sides, I should say. But early game, this is a very significant side. Joel and Jake seem to be just giving Taylor and Chase the old 1-2. Also, I have Chase pulled up. It's at 30, 40, and 83 when we look at our villagers. We got a ton of idle villagers going on over here. On the other side, this has turned into a bloodbath over here. Just a dead zone, if you will, trying to kill things. Look at this, like Larry does a good job. And we're just opening this up. Like, we gotta get Barzee some room. On the other side, they've taken out all of these forward operating stuff, and now Chase is building from here. We've got troop stuff going in here. Look at they're already creating a maze preemptively. And Joel and Jake are just, they're winning. On the south, I've lost 2 castles. This is my 3rd one that I'm about to lose. Going crazy. That whole game I was just screaming for help, and Chase was screaming for help, and Barzee and Taylor were just all over the place. Taylor's trying to take out some of these towers. We see Joel's getting in to Jake, or not Jake, into Chase. Taylor just lost his castle. And these are Taylor's operating buildings that he's losing. Not good. And Joel is in. Luckily, the wall here is big. On the south side, still just kind of a stalemate for this zone, although there is some great maneuvering going on. I'm just not able to highlight it. We see Larry's forward towering up. On the other side, Taylor seems to have kind of put a wall up. Chase is starting to mass his paladins. He loves doing this. The power move. And those guys did not last long. They just disappeared. I'm not sure what unit the skirmishers are supposed to be attacking. I feel like they're a garbage unit myself personally, but okay. We see young Miguel has built a castle forward, and we're just fighting for our lives here. Desperate times are coming for desperate measures. Chase has built a castle. Chase is still at 30, 30, and 75. And Joel is getting in and killing his already few farmers. Monsters. Monsters, all of them. Meanwhile, we're still fighting. Michael's trying to build another castle. I'm hanging on for dear life. Oh, great, my trade's going through the front. And we're going to see Barzee's going to make a move right here. Let's see what happens. Because Barzee just felt like he was not effective. Meanwhile, they're all in on Chase, and they're starting to wreck Chase. Taylor's trying his best to save what he can. But Chase's base is falling. Meanwhile, here in the middle, Barzee has cut through. And Joel has to turn. This is forcing the issue. On the other side, Michael and Larry are pushing on me. We see that Jake is going crazy. We've got Joel over here, and Barzee is doing a forward move up and in. And he's going to be putting holes in that wall very soon. And there's holes in the wall. On the other side, Jake has gone crazy and they've just obliterated Chase's forward base. See, Chase still has 27-33. Chase has moved back to back in here in this zone here, so he's moved backwards a little bit. But Barzee gets in and is into Joel. I'm sure that Joel is just losing it. So we've got Taylor and Barzee are both doing forward moves. On the other side, I'm holding for dear life. Like the dearest of lives I'm holding. Meanwhile, Barzee's got all of these. I'm like, Barzee, what are they doing here? And it is what it is. So Taylor's got these skirmishers. I think these skirmishers stay here for a very long time. Meanwhile, this fight's still going crazy over here. Jake is just splurging stuff, and Chase seems to be kind of recovering. Like there was like a line here that's now being pushed back. I think that it got too open and maneuverability became a thing. Meanwhile, they've walled this off, and so Barzee's trying to get back in. At the other side, down at the bottom, you see that still just holding for dear life, and Michael shows up with like 20 trebs. He just goes nuts. And I'm just like, guys, help! And young Miguel's getting in. Oh, the holes, not the holes. Our trade is right here, and they are going bonkers. On the other side, Barzee is killing. And I was screaming at it. And we see Barzee's got troops back here in the back still. And I was like, Barzee, get these guys over here right now, because this side is falling. Michael is taking over here. I had to rebuild. This is all of my military. I had no more military. I was just like, guys, I need help, otherwise we're going to lose. On this side, Jake has cut off the hand. He sealed the hole because Chase had responded so well. And we see that Joel has pushed in now because I had to get help. And so I'm rebuilding. Our trade's ugly AF. We're only trading from here to like here. Like, it's not a long trade. But we see that Taylor and Barzee are saving me at the expense of this middle falling, and Chase is going nuts over here. I believe that they have gotten all of our troops out, it looks like. So now it's back to the fight. We see Joel and Jake are once again fighting together. And we've kind of walled and created a buffer zone. Gonna try and wall all of this stuff off. Taylor saved me. And we're rebuilding things. We see that young Miguel is once again coming forward with those effing trebs. He's a monster. Meanwhile, in the middle, Barzee is over here in the middle with Jake and Joel pushing. Chase has reopened these holes, or maybe it's Jake that has, I'm not sure, but the fighting has started back again on this side. There's just so much going on right now, guys. I'm trying my best. We see that Joel, it definitely has the pressure on here in the middle. Meanwhile, here on the side, Taylor's just helping hold for me. And then that's all we're doing is holding. Meanwhile, Chase and Taylor seem to be pinching on Jake up here. Meanwhile, in the middle, Barzee is doing his best to hold Joel. So much going on. And so we see that Chase is now pushing forward. On this side, we're still just kind of holding. Barzee is moving forward, and Jake is preparing. We've got Joel and Jake here pushing together on this side. Jake's just deleted another section, a couple sections of wall. And this is the fight for our lives. Over here, Larry is throwing all that he can. He's building forward, and we will never quit. Chase has a healthy set of stuff. They've cleared out this section. And this is, at some point in the near future, Jake is going to drop. This side, they are pushing forward, up and in, you can see. And over here, they get in. Oh. We see this is all going crazy. They've moved forward. Jake has brought all of his villagers up to the front, and they get eaten. And now they're in. And Jake drops at this point. I don't know that it would have made a difference. I believe that Jake was still in when they were eating in here. I'm not really sure. But I did see there were villagers coming up here, so I'm not sure how long the drop had been. When we look down at the bottom, this side was falling. We were going inch by inch. In that Barzee was double holding. Barzee was holding here, and you can see his line of troops that he was sending to. Although it looks like they were going the wrong direction. I don't know. But this was a crazy game. Larry was finally doing his forward Turk move that Larry loves the idea of. This is like Larry's this is a Larry wet dream right here. Like building towers forward, and it's just unstoppable. Like, you have to destroy all of this, and you're gonna have to fight for every inch of it. And it gives you just this protected line that you can go with, and so in that sense, I know that Larry was feeling very good about their game here. I was dying. When we look at the other side, look at this just like dead zone that we were never getting through. Should have been trying to cut through right here. Great game, guys. Great game. Let's go and look at some stats. High military score, right there. So what happens when you're when you go full siege against a couple of meat shield guys. But I want to point out Jake's KD. I don't know why Jake doesn't have the best military score because Jake deserves it. I only killed 400 more, but he lost over 1,000 less than me. He destroyed more buildings. He lost less buildings. Everyone on the map lost buildings this game. Like both teams got into each other on multiple occasions. It was a very high grade, well played game by both teams. I think both teams should be very proud of how well they played. We did call this game a tie, but it was fun to rewatch it with our food. Of course, young Miguel had the most food. Jake with that most wood. Barzee was the most stoned. That checks out. Lars, a hunt always pays his debts. And of course, Larry sent the most, and Joel received the most. They were feeding Joel. Holy cow. But everyone was sharing, and except for Taylor. Taylor, ironically, did not receive a penny from anyone. He paid his dues. We look at technology. Michael was the fastest feudal and castle. Larry with the fastest imperial. Good times, man. We look at our societies. I had 7. Michael had 8 castles. Barzee with the 5 relics. He's probably spending all of that gold. And let's look here. This might actually have some interesting stats. Like I know I died here. Did Jake? No. Chase died here. I died there. I guess those would be our big ones. Did Larry ever almost die? Larry goes skinny here at this point, which is the exact same as Chase. Is that correct? No. Very close, though. Chase is dying. Larry gets small. Interesting game. Either way, GG, boys. Until next time, we out.